Hello, this is DJ Rocco from Rockland, bringing you a special feature on pioneer garage rockers from Boston, the Dogmatics. The current lineup consists of Peter O'Halloran, his brother Jimmy O'Halloran, Jerry Lahane, Tommy Long, and James Young. The band first formed in the early 80s. In that decade, they released 2 LPs, Thayer Street and Everybody Does It. However, in 1986, tragedy struck with the untimely passing of lead bassist and Peter's twin brother, Paul O'Halloran. After this incident, the band split up, reuniting recently in 2019 to compile new music for their EP, Drop That Needle, released in 2022. This was followed by a documentary directed by Rockland resident Rudy Childs, The Dogmatics, a Dogumentary, which was released in 2023. 2 founding members, Jerry Lahane and Peter O'Halloran, go into great detail on how the band got their start.
I lived in Dorchester, so we lived in St. Matthew's Parish. The first day of school in first grade, I met Peter and Paul O'Halloran, and they were twins, odd looking. They had glasses, like big giant those Coke bottle, and one of them had a patch on his eye, you know, when they used to give the patch, because he had a bad eye, so they made the other eye work harder. Anyways, I was drawn to him, I don't know, so we became friends. So fast forward, we're like 12 years old, and we used to go over our friend Tommy Keenan's house, who lived 3 blocks away from me. Peter and Paul lived like 5 houses down from TK, and we would go up in the attic at TK's house, and we would listen to whatever his older brothers listened to. Like, you know, so we would listen to like Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin and Black Oak, Arkansas, Jay Giles. That was the stuff we were listening to, and then the Stones and stuff. But we really weren't playing then. And then I ended up moving down to Weymouth, and Peter and Paul stayed and went to high school at Boston Tech, but they stayed up there and didn't move until their senior year down to Kingston. Now, all this time, we went to high school. I made other friends. You know, we're all doing our own thing. After I graduated high school, Paul called me up, and he was like, hey, we want to start a band. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, we want to start a band, and we want you to be in it. We have a place that we can move into. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He goes, Tommy Keenan is living on Thayer Street in Boston at this loft.
I can't breathe in the morning, I can't sleep in the night. We got an aquarium without any fishes. Someone come on, shout out the lights. You know it don't bother me. I wouldn't live on Thayer Street. I wouldn't live on Thayer Street. I wouldn't live on Thayer
At any rate, so TK had a band with Barbara Kagan and Barbara Kagan's boyfriend, Barry Hall, who was friends with the twins. Barbara was older. She was a well-known photographer in Boston. And so the clubs at that time that you could play in where you didn't have to have a manager or anything like that were mostly dives, and the two places that we went to first, one was called Cantones and the other one was called Mavericks, and they were both on Broad Street in the financial district. And at that time, it was really like, it was just how you would imagine it would be. And I remember me and Paul went down there. We brought a cassette in. We handed it to the bartender, Marlo, and Marlo also booked the bands. And then she listened. She goes, "Yeah, you guys sound great. Like, this is just from our practice space. You want to play next Tuesday?" We're like, "Ah." So that was our first show.
We got together and. My brother Paul comes to me, "Come on, let's start a band, let's do that." And we got together with our other friend Jerry, and the original drummer from the Savage Beasties, Dan Shannon. By the way, a lot of this is covered in our documentary that Rudy Childs just finished making, and it should be available on streaming, I think, this spring. So we started doing that, and we just haven't stopped doing it since. After a couple of years into our original drummer left, Dan Shannon, he's a fisherman now on the South Shore. That's what he was going to do, and that's what he did. And then we had Tommy Long from Quincy, Mass. playing, and he's still our drummer too. So we really kept it going all these years.
So TK had a friend in Squantum, Tommy Long, who wanted to play drums. He was a drummer. He was much younger. I think he was like 17 at the time. We didn't have tryouts or anything. He came up, he played, and he was just learning. And we hired him, and he's still in the band to this day.
were dripping. That's when I knew it was dripping. The ground, it was melting. I couldn't stand it all. Tried to get out. I couldn't get out. That's when everything went back for me. That's when everything went back for me.
Dogmatics were known for their party sensibility and were having the time of their lives. In the 80s, they released albums and toured with the Bangles, the Fleshtones, the Replacements, and the Beastie Boys. Just as they were starting to get airplay on the radio and make plans for a European tour, the group was shattered.
I was actually home that day. It was hot. It was October 23rd, 1986. And we had just toured. We came back, and Johnny was playing with us now, Johnny Getches. So we added someone. And Johnny was a friend from Cambridge, incredible piano player, organist. Went on to play with the Bosstones. That's who he went with afterwards. And also the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. So he was quite successful. And we went on a tour with him. We had a blast. Then that's when Paul died on the way back. So it was something like that happened that was so monumental. And there's other things that were going on in the band. Pete had just had a baby, and so there was a lot of and the thing is, for us to be successful, one of the things that we had to do is get out of our comfort zone. And so the next thing was supposed to go to Europe, keep touring and doing that. And then when Paul died, that was it. And you didn't even think about it at the time. I was 25, I think. I was 25, 24 years old. And those guys, the same thing. And it was just sad. Pete moved out. I stayed there at the loft with TK and other friends. And by this time, we made lots of friends. So it was a tragedy that we dealt with. And we just stopped the band. And that's just how it was, but we were always friends. We were always friends first before this. So we would continue to be friends. And then, eventually we all got married, and we did a couple of reunions here and there, and the reunions were always done by an O'Halloran brother. It was either Johnny O'Halloran or Jimmy O'Halloran. So to us, we were really loyal to each other. So we're like, we're never going to play again. No one could ever replace Paul. That's just how we felt. It was just, he's irreplaceable. We feel that about everyone in the band, In this situation, we got a unique situation. We have two brothers that also play and love to play. And so Johnny started to play with us first. And it's funny, Johnny's the younger one, right? Johnny's this is a big family, so Johnny's the younger one, and Jimmy's, I think, the second oldest. So Jimmy played with us. Johnny played with us for years, but I think that Jimmy O'Halloran has played longer than Paul and Johnny collectively in the band. And Jimmy, again, is the oldest. He's older. I'm 60. I'll be 64, and Jimmy's quite a bit older than me, yet he's the most energetic and wild man on stage. So, and all of us love each other. So it just couldn't have worked out. It just happened organically. We have kids now. We have some time. We're starting to play a little bit together. We meet Lou. They want to put out some new stuff. All right, let's write some new stuff. And the next thing you know, we're on our way.
Have you ever had a fantasy about the girl in the library who looks so cool in her intellectual glasses? Do you feel ill-equipped when she whispers in your ear that you need to be a little more quiet? She's so cool, she's so fine, library girl, set me aside. So I went back next week to return my book and pay my fee, and that's when I saw her reading Infinite Jest. I put my head down and I headed to the counter. That's when she came over. She looked at my book and she promptly walked away. She's so cool, she's so fine, library girl, set me aside. Have you ever had the fantasy about the girl in the library who looks so cool in her intellectual glasses? Do you feel ill-equipped when she whispers in your ear that you need to be a little more quiet? She's so cool, she's so fine, library girl, set me aside. She's so cool, she's so fine, library girl, set me aside.
Recently at a court, had to be one. Back in 1941, McGee had a job to do. He was the boy who'd sing his blues. No need to reinvent the wheel just after a scene.
Jimmy O'Halloran's take on the history with the band, followed by Peter's reflection on their reunion.
Oh, so anyways, in the early 80s, my brothers Peter and Paul were way into rock and roll, and I had kind of been playing guitar, and they started up as well. And we really didn't know much how to play. You know, we'd look at people and try to figure out what they were doing. So finally, they moved into Boston with Jerry, and they started up a band. You know, when they, you know, I'd go in. I wasn't in the band then, of course, but I'd go in and enjoy the fruits of their labors, so to speak. You know, I'd go to see them at the clubs and meet girls and drink beer and, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. And it was great. We had some good loft parties. But, you know, time went on and the band grew and grew a following. One of my bands would play with them, the Piranha Brothers. I think we had a few shows with them opening up. But we were always into other stuff, too. Like we had motorcycles and boats and just, you know, crazy. We played hockey and all of that stuff, you know, had fun. We were just, you know, kind of wild youths back then, I guess. Until when Paul died, that was kind of the end of the band. And, you know, it was terrible. And I thought that the Dogmatics would never play again. And boy, was I wrong. You know, we started to get pulled back into the music scene, you know, a benefit for whoever. Like, okay, yeah, we'll get the band together again. And it started up my brother Johnny, who's younger than Peter and Paul. He was already playing bass in like the Magnolias. You know, he's like the real musician in the family, I think. And it would be Johnny that would fill in on bass until Johnny moved away. So he wasn't available. So I had to learn to play the bass. You know, I'd sit on my back porch every day with a couple of glasses of wine and, you know, just fool around with the bass, do, you know, play stuff, discover notes and, you know, stuff that I liked. And of course, I listened to a lot of the Dogmatics stuff. And I tried to kind of emulate what Paul was doing, you know, get the feel. You know, and listening to bands like Stiff Little Fingers and the Vasillos, you know, there's some amazing bass going on. So I try to kind of go down that road with the bass. And I don't know how I'm doing so far, but, you know, it's been fun. We've been having a lot of shows. People still like us for some reason.
After the death of my twin brother in '86, it was kind of like, you know, words can't really fully describe how terrible it was, and you know, it just seemed like, well, that's over in every stretch of the word there. So, you know, we had other fish to fry. I had a family to support, and I had to actually think about what I was going to do for a living, and it was pretty disastrous. Very rarely did we get a chance to, you know, get together, and when we did, if we had somebody, you know, wanted us to do usually it was a benefit or something like that, we'd get together and. One of my brothers would fill in the bass position, one of my other brothers, and it was a blast, and it's just so cool to do it again. And so we never, in a sense like that, we never broke up that, you know, totally. So we kept rolling and doing that, and more and more we kept doing it. As years went by, if people asked us, we'd do it. So we never really went away in that respect, and so now, fast forward all these years later, like just before COVID, what was that, 2018 and stuff, we started recording new material and, you know, playing all these dates and having a blast. So that's where we're at.
Now, for some of the band's latest tracks, we have With a Scarlet Letter and Drop That Needle.
Stop I found the Father, they were great. The separation of church and state. You gotta hold the line before it's too late forever. I'd like to better, oh, scarlet letter, oh, I'd like to better, oh, scarlet letter.
James Hussey, stay in my rank. I'll have you fitted for a prank. Scolding woman, don't be a fool. I'll have you seated in the ducking stool.
I like you better, oh, scarlet letter, oh, I like you better, oh, scarlet letter, oh, I like you better, oh, scarlet letter, oh, I like you better, oh, scarlet letter, Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Give me the kicks, give me the lighters. Radio Birdman, should forget about mucking the Myers. I said drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Give me the shake, better off dead. She pays the rent.
No surfing in Dorchester Bay.
Said drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time. Drop that needle on the 45. I wanna hear that record one more time.
In the early 2000s, James Young, the newest member, had befriended Peter and was trying to put together some musicians for a personal event, which sparked his entrance to the band.
We wanted to have more just like a party for my father-in-law than like a somber thing. So I knew that Peter had been playing music with our friend Johnny Coe and this accordion player, because they were keeping me up to date with what was going on. I was like, oh, you guys can play some, my father-in-law loved some of the old classics and Irish tunes, and it'd be really good. And so, and Jerry was going to join in too. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it, but you have to play with us. And I was like, okay, I'll try to sit in. So we did a couple of practices, and he brought a bunch of stuff, and he brought a bowback mandolin. And I was like, they already had a bunch of guitars. So I picked this up, and I was like, this is cool. I always wanted to mess with one of these things. And Peter's like, here, this is G, C, and D, like try to play along. And so that's how I got started playing, with him coaching me on this little bowback. I'd never really played one or given it a go. And so we had some songs and played at that, and then that was, well received. Everybody loved it.
I'm just a man who has a plan to try and get as much money as I can. I'll buy you out when you're down on your knees, and when you're gone, I'll be pleased. Wilbur, Wilbur, Wilbur Ross, I'm a man who loves the lost. Wilbur, Wilbur, Wilbur Ross, I'm a man who loves the lost. Textile, steel, coal and more. You mean nothing, you're my dirty little whore. I'll use you, abuse you, and let you die. And everything I crave will soon be mine. Wilbur, Wilbur, Wilbur Ross, I'm a man who loves the lost. Wilbur, Wilbur, Wilbur Ross, I'm a man who loves the lost. One wide, two wide, three wide, four. It doesn't matter. out of my mind. I'm trim your bushes, I'm all alone. I'll weed your garden all night long. I can't get over you. No matter what I do, I think of you all the time. I can't get you out of my mind. 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 I can't get you out of my mind.
When I started writing, I was listening to more stuff like Nick Lowe and Rockpile, and then eventually Dave Edmunds. So those were my big influences. And then in Boston, I loved the Liars, and I loved I liked the Atlantics at the time. The Liars I really liked. I love the Neats as well. And so then I would, try to write in that style, and that would bring me to another style. I'd look at the Liars. They were influenced by Question Mark and the Mysterians. And then you could go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I would have to say, like, the stuff I was influenced and try to be like would be someone like Dave Edmunds, like lyrically and vocally. And my stuff is all the pop stuff you probably see. Like, I write most of that, and then Pete writes a little more of the like Scarlet Letter. He wrote that, and he wrote Automat Kalashnikov that have more political ramifications, and that's how he wants to write. I love the Everly Brothers. I love, like, the harmonies. Oh, and we haven't even talked about Jay, but having Jay in the band has brought another level to our band because of his amazing vocals. And we really didn't have anyone that could harmonize in the band, and me and Jay can harmonize really well together. We can we can do stuff that we're just like, whoa, what was that? How do we do that? So I cherish him in the band, and right now, yeah, it's a blast. We're very fortunate. We're very lucky to have each other. And you know what? As you get older, you realize time is so precious, so you got to make the most of it.
Anyone who has heard the Dogmatics knows that Peter has some unique vocals that add to the band's sound.
Yeah, well, my whole view, or I guess approach to music is like, it's anyone can do it. Like, you don't have to be a virtuoso, and just do stuff and be happy with it. And if people like it, they might throw stuff at you. I don't know. But, like, it's just the way it is. It's the same way my approach to guitar playing is the same way. It's just like, do it how you want to do it. Eventually you'll get your own style and all that stuff. So now as years went on, we added another vocal guy, the mandol player, Jay. And, well, he's a great vocalist. He's got a really good ear on him. And so he kind of buttons it up, because my backup vocals were just very hit or miss, I guess is the way to say it. But the enthusiasm is there, and rock and roll isn't supposed to be perfect, great, or as long as it's good.
My little sister's got a motorbike, she's coming down the way. My little sister's got a motorbike, so big fat BSC. She never wanna do the thing that a lady wants to do. My little sister's got a motorbike, she's a rocket, do and do, follow. do the thing like a lady is supposed to do. My little sister's got a motorbike. She's a rocket doo-doo. She's a rocket doo-doo. She's a rocket doo-doo.
Yeah, when I think about it after all these years, like if I hear old recordings, like many times we played live on the radio. Radio is great, and it was great back then because commercial radio in Boston in, say, the 70s and 80s, it really wasn't that local oriented. And in the case like your station here is, and all the college stations in town were great back then in the 80s, and they still are. But they would give you a chance to play live. Live music is where it's at. And we'd play live on the radio sometime. And here's the story. Here's how I know we were doing good. We played on WERS. They had this show called Metrowave on Sunday nights. So we'd go in there in town and play at I think my parents were listening. And, we gave them a shout out and playing all these songs and all that. And afterwards I talked to my father and he looked at me, he goes, you guys got a lot of gall. So I'm going to take that as a compliment. So and then when I listen to some of those old recordings, I can really hear like the verve and the drive of his bass playing. Like it really, it mirrored his personality. That's how he was. He's a rock and roll guy, and he dug it, and it came out in his playing. And when I think now, like again, all these years later, I think that, he got to have all the fun of rock and roll and being young, and he didn't have to get up at 4 a.m. for the next 30 years and all that type of stuff and earn a living and all the, the major hassle of modern life and being an adult and all. So he kind of escaped that, so he's sort of like, purely preserved rock and roll guy. In my mind, I guess.
This is DJ Rocco from Rockland on WRPS. To close out the feature, here's Acid Rain, written by Paul O'Halloran and not recorded at the time. The band finally recorded and released this special track on Drop That Needle in 2022. We hope you've enjoyed this feature on Boston pioneer garage rock band, the Dogmatics. Follow the Dogmatics on social media for updates on the soon-to-be-released Dogumentary by Rockland resident Rudy Childs.